Gandalf and Thorin get into a heated argument, which causes Gandalf to leave the group for a while so he can have some time alone. Bilbo is later given food to take to Fili and Kili, who are searching for two missing horses. While looking around, they notice a strange light deep within the forest. Curious, they move closer to investigate and discover a group of trolls. The trolls are preparing to cook the horses. Fili and Kili ask Bilbo to sneak in and free the horses, telling him that mountain trolls are slow and stupid. The trolls are too busy arguing and tasting the soup they are making to notice him at first. Bilbo quietly approaches one of the trolls and tries to steal a knife from him, but things quickly go wrong. One of the trolls suddenly grabs Bilbo and uses him like a handkerchief. When the trolls finally notice him properly, one of them actually believes Bilbo came out of his nose. Bilbo tries to escape, but the trolls chase after him through the forest. Eventually, they catch him, and now they decide they should cook Bilbo too. That is when Thorin and the dwarves launch an attack against the trolls. As the battle continues, Bilbo runs off to free the horses. The dwarves fight bravely and move too quickly for the trolls to handle, but the trolls eventually go after Bilbo instead. They capture Bilbo and force the dwarves to surrender, which they reluctantly do. The trolls tie all of them together and place them near the fire, preparing to cook them alive. Bilbo desperately tries to trick the trolls by telling them the dwarves are infected with terrible diseases. While the trolls argue among themselves, Gandalf secretly splits a giant rock apart, allowing sunlight to shine directly on them. The trolls are instantly turned to stone. After surviving the encounter, Gandalf and the dwarves enter the trolls' cave. Inside, they discover piles of gold and several ancient swords. Gandalf takes one sword for himself, Thorin receives another, and Bilbo is also given a sword of his own. Later, Radagast finally finds Gandalf and warns him that Greenwood has become sick and corrupted. He explains that he followed giant spiders back to their fortress where he was attacked by a mysterious necromancer. Radagast then shows Gandalf the dark blade that was used against him. Suddenly, they are attacked by warg scouts. Gandalf immediately asks Thorin if he told anyone about their quest beyond his own kin. Thorin insists he told no one. It becomes clear that orcs are hunting them. To help the company escape, Radagast distracts the wargs by leading them away on his rabbit sled. Meanwhile, Gandalf and the others take a hidden path as they try to avoid the orcs. One of the orcs catches the scent of the dwarves. When he moves in to investigate, he is suddenly killed. The noise alerts the other orcs, and they rush toward the area ready to fight. However, before they can attack properly, Gandalf and the dwarves manage to escape into a narrow mountain pass. At that very moment, a group of elves arrives and attacks the orcs, forcing them to retreat. Gandalf and his company eventually arrive at Rivendell. Thorin immediately complains, believing the elves are enemies and insisting they should not remain in Rivendell. Gandalf tells the dwarves to leave the talking to him. They are welcomed by Lindir, who informs them that Lord Elrond is currently away. Shortly afterward, Lord Elrond returns with his warriors after battling orcs that entered his lands. Lord Elrond warmly greets Gandalf and Thorin. Lord Elrond notices the swords carried by Gandalf and Thorin. Meanwhile, the dwarves quietly mock the elven music, finding their songs boring. That night, Gandalf convinces Thorin to allow Lord Elrond to examine the map. Using the light of the moon, Elrond reveals hidden writings on the map. After reading it, they realize they must reach the mountain before Durin's Day in order to discover the hidden entrance into Erebor. Even so, Elrond warns them that entering the mountain may not be wise. Elsewhere, the orcs return to report their failure to Azog. Furious, Azog kills their leader. Azog is determined not to let Thorin and his company reach the mountain. He sends more orcs after them and places a price on the heads of the dwarves. Before leaving Rivendell, Bilbo asks Elrond if he can one day return to finish writing his book after the adventure is over. Elrond kindly tells him that he is always welcome. Soon after, Saruman and Lady Galadriel arrive in Rivendell to meet with Gandalf. Together, they try convincing Gandalf to abandon the journey to the mountain, but Gandalf warns them that a greater enemy is growing stronger in the darkness. Using her powers, Galadriel speaks directly into Gandalf's mind about the dagger Radagast showed him. She asks Gandalf to let her see it. Later, the dwarves leave Rivendell, while Gandalf is encouraged by Lady Galadriel to investigate the mysterious blade further. As the journey continues, the dwarves travel through dangerous mountain paths. Harsh weather and exhaustion began causing arguments among them, but eventually they find shelter hidden within the mountains. While the others sleep, Bilbo quietly considers leaving the company. One of the dwarves notices him and tries to stop him. Bilbo sadly admits that he feels like he doesn't truly belong with them. The dwarf tells him that he won't stop him if he truly wishes to leave, and instead wishes him well. Suddenly, Bilbo's sword begins to glow blue. That could only mean one thing: orcs are nearby. Without warning, the rocky ground beneath them suddenly opens up. Everyone falls deep underground into the Goblin Kingdom. The dwarves are quickly captured by goblins, but Bilbo remains unnoticed. As Bilbo secretly follows behind, a goblin suddenly jumps down and attacks him with a sword. Bilbo fights back desperately. The goblin climbs onto Bilbo's back and even bites him during the struggle. Both of them lose balance and tumble down deeper into the mountain. Meanwhile, the captured dwarves are dragged before the Great Goblin. The Goblin King mockingly sings as his servants surround the prisoners. He orders his goblins to search the dwarves thoroughly. Then he demands to know why they are traveling through his tunnels, but the dwarves refuse to answer.
The dwarves try to convince the Goblin King that they were only traveling to visit relatives before his men captured them. The Goblin King does not believe them at all. Instead, he orders his goblins to torture the dwarves. That is when Thorin steps forward. The moment the Goblin King sees him, he immediately recognizes who he is. Excited, the Goblin King orders his servants to send a message to Azog, telling him that he finally has the prize on Thorin's head. Thorin is shocked to hear that Azog is still alive. Meanwhile, Bilbo wakes up deep within the caves and sees a strange creature dragging away the goblin he fought earlier. The creature is Gollum. When the injured goblin tries to crawl away, Gollum smashes its head with a stone and kills it instantly. As Gollum moves around, a small ring accidentally slips out of his pocket without him noticing. Bilbo carefully picks up his sword and secretly takes the ring as well. As Bilbo searches for a way out of the mountain, Gollum suddenly blocks his path. Gollum plans to use Bilbo as his next meal. Bilbo quickly asks Gollum if he knows a way out of the mountain. The two of them decide to play a game of riddles. If Bilbo wins, Gollum must show him the way out of the mountain. But if Bilbo loses, Gollum gets to eat him. Gollum agrees to the challenge. The riddle game begins. Gollum asks Bilbo several difficult questions, but Bilbo manages to answer every single one correctly. Finally, Bilbo asks Gollum a question of his own. What has it got in its pockets? Gollum becomes confused because he does not know the answer. That means Bilbo wins. But despite losing, Gollum still attempts to attack Bilbo. Gollum reaches for his precious ring so he can put it on and become invisible before attacking Bilbo unseen. That is when Gollum realizes the ring is missing. Instantly, he suspects Bilbo has taken it. Enraged, he begins to chase Bilbo through the tunnels. Meanwhile, the goblins continue searching the dwarves and taking all of their weapons, but when they discover one particular sword that had once slaughtered many goblins in battle, they become furious and decide to kill the dwarves immediately. At that exact moment, Gandalf arrives. Using his magic, he creates a massive blast of light that throws goblins everywhere. Chaos erupts throughout the cave. Gandalf quickly tells the dwarves to grab their weapons and fight back. That is exactly what they do. The entire mountain erupts into madness as the dwarves charge through the Goblin Kingdom, cutting down every goblin in their path. The battle becomes absolutely devastating. The
The goblins stand no chance because these are not ordinary dwarves. These are the finest warriors Thorin could gather. Some of the best fighters among the dwarves are part of this company. They fight with incredible skill, using anything they can find as weapons. Gandalf even uses rocks and collapsing pathways to create escape routes for the company. The great goblin himself attempts to stop them, but Gandalf quickly kills him with ease. As the fighting continues, the dwarves crash and tumble down dangerous mountain pathways while trying to escape. When they finally land, the dead body of the Goblin King suddenly falls down on top of them. At the same time, Gollum continues chasing Bilbo through the tunnels. During the chase, Bilbo accidentally slips the ring onto his finger. Immediately, he turns invisible. Gollum cannot see him anymore. Bilbo now has the perfect opportunity to kill Gollum while he's confused and vulnerable. But Bilbo cannot bring himself to do it. He feels pity for the miserable creature. Instead of killing him, Bilbo quietly escapes. Outside the mountain, Gandalf and the dwarves run into the forest, trying to get as far away from the goblins as possible. Before leaving completely, Bilbo secretly kicks Gollum in the face and runs after Gandalf and the others. But their troubles are far from over. Deep within the forest, Azog and his Ark army finally arrive. Azog orders his men to hunt the company down. The dwarves immediately fight back, killing several of Azog's orcs. The company climbs up into the trees to escape the wargs below, but Azog's wolves continue attacking them from beneath the branches. From the top of the trees, Thorin suddenly charges towards Azog in a desperate attack, but Azog's warg knocks Thorin violently to the ground. The massive beast begins attacking Thorin, while Azog's orcs move in to finish him off. Just as Thorin is about to die, Bilbo suddenly rushes forward and attacks the orcs himself. Bilbo manages to kill one of them, saving Thorin's life. Azog immediately orders his soldiers to kill Bilbo, but before they can reach him, the other dwarves jump into the battle and begin to fight the orcs fiercely. Then, suddenly, the eagles arrive. Massive eagles descend from the sky and begin attacking the orcs and wargs. The eagles tear through Azog's army, killing orcs everywhere and forcing the survivors to flee. One by one, the eagles carry Gandalf, Bilbo, Thorin, and the rest of the dwarves away from danger. After they finally reach safety, Thorin sincerely thanks Bilbo for saving his life. As they stand together looking into the distance, a bird flies toward the lonely mountain. Deep inside the mountain, Smaug awakens from his long sleep. And with that, the adventure continues. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell for more movie recaps.